Hi guys, how are you doing? Are you good? Okay. I want to start saying thank you to my good friends Juliana and Melissa because of some suggestions they made to me. Thank you very much. I'm still adjusting to the filming thing, but I think that very soon we will be improving and getting better each day. I want to say that this is not Dr. Cooper, fun with flags, you know, but these flags make part of what I want to say to you today. The image is kind of trembling and my hair is floating all around because it's very hot here. It's around 28 degrees, but the feeling is much more. And so that's why I have my electric fan on and the things are all flowing around, but I hope you don't mind much, okay? What I want to film today, what I want to tell you today is how I started, you know, my story with the English language. It all started back in, I don't know which year. I was in 5th grade, you know, elementary school, and it was my first contact with formal English. Here in Brazil, children start studying English, or at least in my time, they started in the 5th grade, and we just had like grammar classes, and they weren't conversation classes. So the first contact I had with the English language formally was through the English classes during my 5th grade. Okay, back then was when I got my first English dictionary. You know, it's kind of very, you know, worn up, but I still have it. It was a very good dictionary back then. I used it a lot and I learned many things through it. I always loved music, and back then there weren't things like internet, YouTube, or search for lyrics of the songs. So I used it to go to the newsstand, buy some magazines with guitar frets or guitar tabs that had the lyrics in it, or I used the papers or the lyrics that used to come with tapes and vinyls and a little notebook. So I copied the lyrics in my notebook and started translating word by word using my dictionary. The translations were not really good because, you know, they were too literal, but I learned a lot of words and vocabulary and some structures, you know. So I recommend it to all my students, even nowadays. Do that if possible, because at least you learn vocab, okay? And then I tried studying English besides the school, buying some magazines or newsstand courses. They didn't work for me. You know, it was not the best way to study. And back then I didn't have money to pay for an English course. So it was only when I got into college that I finally had a job and had the money to really pay for an English course, because I had vocabulary, I could understand part of what people used to say in English, but I couldn't speak. And I got into a computer science course, and for computer science, you know, you really need to know English, not only for the manuals, for the codes, but even I was thinking about working in my future for multinational companies, so I needed really to learn English properly. So in my first year of college, I entered finally an English course. I started studying, I started practicing, I never left my taste for music, and then I acquired the taste for games. Games help a lot too, so if you like games, go for it, in English obviously. Then I started learning, so when I reached the last year of my college, I really didn't want to keep on the profession. I never worked in the area one single day, you know. But I acquired a good English. I wanted to practice more. My dream back then was traveling to New York, actually. And then I started saving money for an exchange course abroad, okay. But I didn't have much money, and I started working as a Spanish teacher because it was the job I could get. And while I was teaching Spanish, I finished my English course, and little by little the school was giving me some classes of English, and then I got improving more and more my English till the day I finally could get the money, enough money to go to New York at first. It was my first choice. But what happened was that Uncle Sam didn't want me to go to the United States. They denied my visa, and I was already paying for the exchange course. So all I did, with some good advice from dear friends, was, okay, I can't go to the States, so I go to their neighbors. So I went to Canada. Hey! I went to Toronto, and it was one of the best experiences I had. And I recommend Toronto very much, or Canada. It's a very nice country. My teacher there was the best. I am thankful to him even today. You know, I will be thankful to him forever. And I got some friends from all over the world. It was a very good experience. It was my first traveling solo. I've never traveled alone or by myself before that. So it was really great experience. I recommend to all people, if you have the chance to practice your English abroad, go for it. Save money and go, because it's a very rewarding experience, not only for English but for personal experience and personal growth. Well, and then my second experience years later with a country where they speak English was in Ireland. You know Ireland? Yeah, it was in Ireland. But then I went as a tourist, but it was really an awesome experience. It was a very short trip, around 1 week, but I learned many things. I could hear different accents of English, and Ireland is a really great country. The Irish people are very nice, so I recommend to all going to Ireland too. Many Brazilians are living there actually, so if you go to Ireland, try not to talk to them in Portuguese, because you are training, you are practicing your English. So go to Ireland, but don't speak Portuguese, okay? Well, I think this is it for my experience with English language. Nowadays, I'm an English teacher. I've worked as an English teacher for about 10 years now. I still have some students of English, though now I'm channeling my career to the translation area, and nowadays I'm studying serious English. I just started my post-graduation course in English translation. I am enjoying very much. I'm sure I'm going to learn very good stuff, and I have amazing teachers so far. And that's my story with English. So what's your story with English? I know that everybody nowadays, especially here in Brazil, needs to learn English because it's like a demanding thing for starting working. But what's your experience with English? Are you familiar with English? Do you have ease in learning English, or you have difficulties? Tell me about your experience with English here, down here, okay? That's the story I want to share with you. Esta parte agora eu vou fazer em português, porque é uma brincadeira que eu quero fazer com vocês. Todo final de vídeo eu vou compartilhar com vocês, ou vamos dizer assim, acabar com a ilusão, tá? Em relação a nomes de bandas. Então, cada final de vídeo eu vou compartilhar com vocês o que significam alguns nomes de bandas em inglês. E já que eu estava falando da minha experiência com inglês, vamos voltar lá nos anos 80, 90 e falar sobre Tears for Fears. Quem conhece? Bom, eu amava, amo até hoje. Mas o que significa Tears for Fears? Tears, em inglês, quer dizer lágrimas. E fears, medos. Né? Então, Tears for Fears quer dizer lágrimas por medos. Então, é como se os caras estivessem chorando de medo. Né? Bem chatinho, né? Acabei com a tua ilusão? Fazer o quê, né? Então, até a próxima com os meus vídeos. Tchau, tchau!